Let's make Guyanese chicken curry, step by step, on a beautiful bed of chowmein with a little bit of slaw. First step for this Guyanese chicken curry, my butcher was kind enough to chop up a whole chicken. It's about 4 pounds, bone in, critical when making this dish. It gives off so much flavor. So let's add some seasonings here. I'm gonna add in a bit of oil, and then after the oil, I'm gonna add in some chopped garlic. I'm gonna add in thyme, some salt. I have wiri pepper. If you can't get a hold of this and go to a West Indian grocery store to get it, you can use habanero or scotch bonnet, but the wiri is very, very important. Spices are what's gonna take this dish to the next level. So Indi garam masala goes in now. Indi curry powder goes in now as well. I'm gonna massage all this together. I'm gonna marinate this for at least a couple hours, but we both know that overnight is the best. So I'm gonna take this, marinate it, cover it in saran wrap, put it in the fridge, and let it sit for a few hours. For our chicken curry, gonna make a quick slaw, like to serve on the side, something crunchy, vibrant, and refreshing. Very simple. We also wanna cut this very thin. Have some class. Into my bowl, make sure I get all of it. Use a rag if you have a bench scraper, use a bench scraper. Then add a little bit of salt to this, and I'm gonna keep it very, very simple. I don't wanna add too much stuff and make it all creamy. Cut off a nice slice of lemon, what I'll be using, and then squeeze all this in. This and the salt's gonna break down the cabbage. A lot of the flavor is gonna come out, and it's all gonna turn into a really nice slaw. Definitely a job for clean hands. In here as well is parsley and some carrot that I had kicking around. And what I'm gonna do is just toss this and just let this sit. This will be really nice accompaniment to this dish at the end. Slaw's done. We have our chicken that's been marinating. I'm now gonna use a karahi to cook this. This is a traditional cooking vessel used to make the chicken curry. So in with my onions, as always, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to fast track that cooking a little bit there. And I wanna cook this out for a few minutes. Onions are nice and translucent. Just gonna add a kiss more oil, just to show you actually, okay? And then we're gonna add in a good couple teaspoons. Love garlic, okay? So good, probably the equivalent of 3-4 cloves of garlic. And I'm just gonna saute this for a minute. Onions and garlic are in, nice, translucent. We can now add our curry powder. So I'm gonna come in with more of that Indi garam masala. Indi, I just caught a whiff of this. I'm like, my knees gave out. Oh my God. Okay, Indi curry powder goes in, and then I have Indi jeera. Okay, so cumin. Big flavors, big aromatics. This makes all the difference. If you wanted to mix all this together, all these ingredients in a paste and saute that off one time, you totally could. This is the way that I do it. If you notice that this needs a little bit of water, then please add it. I have a kettle behind me just to show you what's going on here. If you notice it starts to get really dry, then you definitely want to add some water. If this burns, you're sewered. You gotta start over. This takes a lot of care. This is the most important part of this curry, in my opinion. Let's cook this out. It's getting quite dry and sticky at the bottom. Maintenant, il faut déglacer. So I'm gonna deglaze. Also, haldi goes in too. Forgot to do that before. So turmeric powder goes in. Nice color, nice flavor. Boom, hot water. In. Scrape up all that goodness. This I wanna cook out for about 6, 7, 8 minutes. I'm gonna babysit this 100%. But this is really mouth-watering. This is really where the magic comes. Season as we go. Man, like, I just love wiri so much. Just, I get them in there all the time. I like spice. Big flavor. I'm gonna burst it eventually. 6, 7 minutes later, this is our mixture. Just super fortified flavor. Instead of deglazing again with water, what I'm gonna do is come in with the marinated chicken. Quite a bit of inherent moisture in this, and that's gonna help deglaze. So that chicken slides in. And what I wanna do now is toss this all together. You're gonna notice quite a bit of moisture come out of this chicken, but make sure it doesn't burn on the bottom. Let's move it around. Ideally on a stove is better than doing something like this, but for the purpose of this demonstration, I will thug it out for you, okay? Boom. And now I just let this cook out. If at any point this begins to get dry, always have a kettle on hand so you can get some hot water into there. Make sure you get it on the sides, scrape that up. Don't do it too hard, you might splash yourself, but just kind of gently scrape up the bottom and release that fond that's there. That is crazy flavor. A lot of this flavor is all around the sides of the pot and on the bottom. What I'm gonna do now is cover this and let this chicken, let all that juice out, and let's cook that right down before throwing back more water. Okay, as you guys can see, a lot of liquid has come out. So I uncovered at this point, and we want to cook this down. And just keep scraping the bottom. Very, very important. Watch me get one little pepper. I can't wait to burst that. That's going to be good. But yeah, we want to cook this right down. And this is, you got to be patient. I'm not ripping the heat here. This is like a medium heat. As a kid, my uncles and my aunts would tell me to scrape all this up along the side. Yeah? This is huge flavor. So scrape all that up. Get it back in. Amen. All right, you can see now how much this cooked down, right? That's what we're looking for here. So what I'm gonna do is I can add in some thyme, and I have some potato that goes in. Straight up, one just hit the floor, I'm not even gonna lie. And now I'm gonna throw back some water. This is gonna act as the gravy now, right? So you don't wanna add too much. It's really up to you. If you want to just add a splash of water and cook that right down, that would be called bunjel. That's one of my favorite ways to eat it. But for this guy, because I'm sharing out so much, I'm gonna add a little bit more gravy. My entire life, if I ever went to a family function, as a kid, you know, as a teenager, as an adult, you could almost guarantee that there's gonna be chicken curry and chowmein on that spread, whether it's the buffet or whatever it is. So I'm gonna pair this Guyanese style chicken curry with champion chowmein, which I've used a lot in the past because I love it. This goes into boiling water. I'm gonna do the whole bag, and I'm gonna cook this out for like 6-7 minutes or so. I'll see when it's ready and then strain it, and then we're gonna pair this all up. I'm just waiting for that potato to cook now. This goes down as one of the tastiest things I've ever made in my life. To see if the potato's done, just grab a piece like this and see if you can push your spoon through it. And see how it's going through like that? So we know jam done, okay? Also, just to show you the consistency of this gravy, just where I want it. Look at how beautiful. Man, let's go. We got a nice bed of champion chowmein, beautiful chicken curry. I'm being serious. This is one of my favorite things to make. This is one of the best things I've ever made. Gonna add another wiri on top. It's a little spicy, the curry, but I like it spicier. A little pepper sauce. This is a wiri one as well, homemade and fermented. Recipes on the page. And here you have it. Guyanese chicken curry on a bed of beautiful chowmein, step by step. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to bring this to you. Yana-san, mad love.